she pointed out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Hope y'all had a good day today. Come on in. And as you come in, say hello, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already. So, what is this? Is this week 5 or 6? Well, we do know this is day 24 of the trial. Hi, Harlem. Hello, hello. Come on in, hit the like button. We're going to talk about what happened today in the Diddy trial. Just kind of recap. I know if you guys follow it, you guys kind of see what's going on. And we're going to talk about it. Give people just a few more minutes to come in and we could get started. All right. Hey, Harlem girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
So you see the Rico yet?
Yes. Yes, a stern yes. I do. I'm ready to talk about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, you guys, as you come in, as we always say, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Become a member. We're going ready to start having some guests. I've been in conversation with people, so we're gonna have some exclusives. And starting next month, we're trying to lock them in. So anyway, say hello if you come in, so I'll know that you're here, so I can say hello to you. And we're gonna get started. Today is, like I said, day 24 of the trial. And today was a bad day for the defense, for P. Diddy and his team. I will solidly stand on that, my opinion. And so how the day started, if you guys don't already know, what's happening now is that the prosecution is doing, giving their summary so they can start wrapping theirs up and rest. So that the defense can bring on their witness now, and then the prosecution can prepare for cross-examination for their witnesses. And so what I'm hearing about the defense as well is that they gave a list of people they're going to start having on the stand, and they're starting with their summary first. So I don't know how long the defense is going to be bringing witnesses on, but what I'm told is that they're starting the summaries and they're kind of hesitant to give their list of witnesses, but they have to because the prosecution has to prepare for cross-examination. Anyway, so her name is Ananya Sandkar. She's a paralegal specialist for the government, and she basically came on. She was the first witness of the day after they talked about dismissing. So everything that that the defense filed had been dismissed. So that means they didn't want juror number 6 to be gone. And Judge Silverman, he was like, listen, I asked y'all if you guys wanted to talk about it. We can go in the room, we can go in the rubber room, we can, do it in my chamber, however, but you guys want to just at least have the conversation? And so the defense was dead set against it because they said, well, if we talk to him, then that's going to make him feel away, and maybe his opinions will change if we decide to keep him. So we don't want to put him on the spot like that. So Judge Superman is just Subramanian is saying, well, I asked y'all, did you want to talk about it? You didn't want to talk about it, so I've made my decision, and he goes away. So he's gone, only to find out that there may be 1 or 2 more jurors that are in the hot seat, that may Hi Alberta, that are in the hot seat, that they're looking at possibly getting rid of as well. I don't know what's going on with these jurors. I don't know what's happening in the courtroom literally, but we hear some things, and it'll just be interesting to see what's next with the jurors. And so anyway, we are doing the summary. The prosecution is in process of the summary. So Brenden Paul did not get called today. He is supposed to literally get called tomorrow. And let's see if there's something. Anyway, he's supposed to literally be called to the stand tomorrow. So we'll definitely be watching for that. But anyway, she talked about the text messages and the videos that were found. If you guys remember, this is from information from a second phone that the feds missed, and basically Diddy found the phone and was like, whoa, they missed this phone, but he started talking about it and telling everybody. So they got word of it and was able to capture that information. And a lot of this information today that they shared, I get off the fence and I say that I do see the RICO. So they kind of built this thing up, it's kind of putting a puzzle together, and just slowly, because it was slow getting here for me, slowly putting the pieces together. And today I think they're finally making me clearly see a RICO. Now, some people are still saying they do not see a RICO, but my opinion is that they do. Let me tell you why, and then I'm gonna pass it to Harlem. Whenever there's a RICO, you have to have an enterprise, and you have to show that these people are working all in the same direction to get to the same bottom line, which is for this situation is to please Diddy and to protect his brand. Everybody that was involved wanted to do that. And so you find that you could just alone with just the messages for me today with Diddy and KK being the enterprise, but then you have DRock, and then you have Gudio, you have not Gudio, you have Robin Green, who is handled his money, right? So you have all these people, you have the enterprise, and you see, and they brought receipts where he's using money from his businesses to go, and these guys are going out. KK's getting the orders from him, and she's setting the orders out to go set up rooms, to go get rugs, to from flights to whatever, right? And also what makes it and confirms it is that Diddy is also on there saying, confirm, we need this money to get these models. We need this money to do this. And he's confirming to do that. What brings Robin Green into the equation? If y'all don't know who that is, now if y'all don't know, Robin Green had something to do with Britney Spears's conservatorship as well, and was kind of crooked. And they're still looking into her, right? But she was like on these text message threads that says the bring in the Mollies. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. I don't know if it will, but we can already see. Nope, it didn't let me have it. So anyway, on these text messages, in text messages, they talked about like Diddy they were making phone calls, and Diddy was like, I need to get 15 Molly, right? And on the string was Robin, KK, Diddy. And so it was the reason that we bring Robin into the equation is because she's on these text message strings, and it's saying to give them money for rugs. And she went ahead and gave them money for rugs. She may lose her license or something for that. So if you see how the enterprise is built now, and with KK being in the middle, and KK, it showed where KK would call Diddy, and then he directs her to take care of it, right? He has her preparing flights for Cassie and for Jane Doe to come, and for escorts, and making sure security, bringing security into this enterprise, bringing security in to make sure that this escort gets in properly and safely. Like all of this ties into the RICO, where we can show that he's using his staff, his enterprise to all come to the same conclusion, and that is to protect Diddy's brand, which is why he didn't really have hands on doing the stuff. He was calling the shots because it's his money, right? But he is the person, he's the part of the enterprise that's bringing the money in, and he's allowing all of them to use that money for his freak offs. Does that make sense? So that's how I came to the conclusion this morning that, oh, here we go. Now they finally get here during their week to close, brings us the RICO. Harlan, what do you think?
Yeah. They had to build up the case. You couldn't just throw it at you, like right at the beginning, the RICO. So, like I told you, I saw the bribery and the kidnapping as the predicate acts under it. But then once they come to the summary, they kind of break it down, and they show you everything, how it all ties into his enterprise.
Right. And and maybe it's that we needed it, like some folks like myself needed it to be broken down like it is in this summary. But I think it's the evidence for me, right, from the phones and the actual video calls that so they can't say this is just hearsay. They actually subpoenaed that stuff, and they actually brought it into evidence. And so you hear Diddy speaking of these things, you hear KK, you see messages. And just like Mia, they try to discredit Mia. Well, some things have been confirmed with what Mia was testifying to, that DRock was trying to send her gifts. And you guys know Diddy's motto: when you hurt somebody, you send them gifts. When you kick their butts, you go send them gifts. And right now, at this point, Cassie's lawsuit has dropped. He needs Mia not to talk. So he's trying to reach her 4 or 5 times. She's not answering. DRock gets her. All of a sudden, he wants to send her money and take care of her, right? So this is witness tampering. There's a lot that was unpacked today that got me to the RICO. They said there was a first meet there. Then the next witness came and they talked about meetings. They talked about the first meeting at the London hotel involving Cassie Puff and a guy named Jules Theodore, who was preparing a flight for her. And he would get it out of Signature Bank. The money would come out of Signature Bank. And they had all these receipts that showed this is what this was for. Another sign of the RICO shows Diddy working with his name is Jules. Well, this is what I was talking about. His name is Jules to set up the flight. Diddy was like confirming, no, we can, this is all, he said, this is all we have. Well, we can do Friday at 4. So he was confirming that, it's just a whole, this is the evidence right here that Diddy did not want to get in the hands of the prosecutors to go ahead. He built his own RICO pretty much by sharing the information with KK and even talking about it. Like, for me, if you left that phone and you didn't find that phone, I would be destroying that phone in all kind of ways. He didn't do that. He talked to KK about it. He forwarded her he forwarded her some information to show that he had the phone, and he was talking about it's a bunch of it's on this phone and I didn't delete it. And so before he could do anything else, here it is in the middle of a court, just out there, just plain as day. This is a RICO for me. That's where they get their RICO charge. Now, a lot of people said, yes, okay, I see the RICO now, but a lot of people still saying no. And how are you? I want to know, for those that are the naysayers, I want to say, and I'm not Diddy swaying Diddy's way or the prosecution's way. I'm swaying for the evidence. What does the evidence say, right? That's what you have to look at. I need the people that are discounting it to tell me where. Maybe I need help with why you don't see the RICO now. So I don't know. But they had, Guido, who was bringing the rugs. They have Brenden and KK, Brenden, Paul, and KK having messages back and forth. And they were talking about, is this a king night or a Gucci bag night? And Brenden was like, oh, it's somewhere in the middle. So it wasn't going to be a whole king night, but it wasn't going to be a total Gucci night. It's somewhere in the middle. We all know what that means, what was kept in the Gucci bag, what king nights consist of. This was all just confirmation of what Cassie was saying, what Jane Doe was saying. They confirmed some things that Willie's back. They confirmed, oh yeah, this is good. They confirmed some things that Mia said. Some even what was her name? Bonna.
Which one?
Bonna. And Bonna said that people were trying to say, no, that wasn't true, right? But this stuff confirms it. Like, this is black and white. There's no gray area in this for me. Welcome back, Willie. Glad to see you here. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, because I think everything kind of got tied into it today because, at first I was saying the RICO, yes. But as far as the trafficking, I kind of didn't see that. But I think I see it now.
Now you get
how they broke it all down.
Yes, you see the trafficking. You see the ex trafficking, plain as day. Paying for the escorts and the lady, right? The whichever woman he was with to fly out to where he was to pay for the hotels. He was like, call setting them up. That's the ex trafficking. Then call it. You get messages from Cassie to KK saying, you think it's right to be drugged by my hair? Like, you drugged me by my hair. You get messages from, which that's not what he's, charged for, but still a lot of stuff that Cassie said has been confirmed. You get Jane Doe telling KK that I'm so high. I'm so high. What do I do? She tells her, get some dark chocolate. You'll be okay. Like KK knew everything. This is why we now know KK was not called to the stand for the prosecution, because I believe that I'm convinced that KK is a sealed co-conspirator, and either they're going to charge her all together in this enterprise or they're going to charge her separately. Like, I don't see how KK gets to walk. If Diddy's found guilty, how does KK get to walk? Because she was in every aspect of the rights and the wrongs of this enterprise. She knew everything. She set it up. She was the shot caller. Once she spoke to her boss, Diddy, then she becomes the boss of all them under her, and they did what she told them to do. Go get the baby oil. Make Guido's down here. Like, he got the stuff. He's ready to bring the stuff. Where's the money? You know, Fahim, is that his name?
Yes.
He's a part of it. Like, he is the one bringing the money to make sure that this happens. So this is a whole enterprise, and a lot of money came out of Signature Bank. A lot of money came out of that Gucci bag, wherever that money got, however that money got in that Gucci bag, like, is there. Now, Willie, are you going to argue the fact that this is still not a RICO? And that he's going to get off? He said it's nonsense. It's nonsense. It was releases nonsense.
Oh, he said sure is.
Man, they were. I don't see how you can't get there. I don't see how you get, but everybody has their own opinion. But how you get there is Diddy made the demands, KK executed, Robin Green paid for it.
Right.
That's your RICO right there. And all three, and KK and Robin and the assistant and the either Cassie or Jane Doe, their whole common goal was to protect Diddy's brand and to make sure he's satisfied. There you have it.
But I wonder, is Robin Greenhill going to be co-defendant?
I don't know if not, she should be, I think. When you blatantly know that this money is being used for what it's being used for, and you're the one that handles the money, you can't say you didn't know, that you just worked for him and you paid what he said pay, because you're on the text message string that says, I need 15 mollies. I need, what did they call it? The snow, or what did he call it?
The flour.
To bring the flour. Yeah. You know what that is. And he's downstairs with the money. He's downstairs with it. We need the money to get it. It's $1,200. We need the $1,200 to get it. Get the flour. Yeah. So.
Because if she's charged as a co-defendant, I wonder what's going to come out. Because like you said, she was behind that part of the Britney Spears conservatorship.
Yes.
So it's not just her, it's like a circle.
It's just a whole. Go ahead.
It's a lot of them that's involved.
Yeah, it's a whole that whole industry, the people at the top, that whole industry, like, they do the same thing, and they, and I don't know how to put it, but I just feel like it's not just Diddy; it's bigger than him. It's more to it, but Diddy's taking the fall for it. When we look at the situation, when you look at the Britney Spears piece, Britney took the fall for everything that everybody else was doing wrong and how they were spending her money and taking her money. Robin Green had her hand in that. Now here she is over here, buying and approving money to be spent for criminal acts.
Yeah, because it's Robin Greenhill is Lou Taylor, The Kardashians were even involved in that with Britney.
Absolutely.
And Diddy was involved with Lou Taylor at one time. Lou Taylor was what is that? TriStar.
Five
She
star.
was she was part of that at one point.
And that's why.
And
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, and like I had said before, if you remember Cassie's lawsuit, she talked about sometimes of them wearing masks and him doing the recording. And I just think that those videos went to these older millionaires, Caucasians, that like if you look at movies, those are things that they were into. And I just think that it's more to it. It's more to it. Like those videos went to those guys. That's what they do. Wear masks and do all that crazy stuff.
Yep. And just like we were saying that night, Diddy was groomed when he stepped into this business. He started being with these billionaire people and rubbing shoulders with them. And he wanted his whole thing is he wanted to be successful. All he wanted to be was successful and have the money and be the boss and be the king, right? And in order to do that, there was something he had to submit to at the top to stay at the top. You don't have a bunch of black billionaires. You don't. There's the link, Willie. And so it's more to it. It's more people involved. And that's why they were saying like, if Diddy go down, he's go Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian should be worried. The Kardashian should be worried. Well, I mean, it's if you just stand back and look, it's so many people involved. So many people involved. All the shot callers involved. There you have.
Right.
So they definitely slam dunked the Rico for me for today. And I'm just interested now. And I think it even gets even better when you bring Brenden Paul in now, which will be, and he didn't come today, he'll be on the stand tomorrow. And so I'm just interested in what else he's going to bring to the table because he was on those messages too. And we see pictures of him with the bag right across his shoulder that he got caught with. So I'm just interested in what he's going to bring to the table, which could be a bombshell if he just go on and let it out. Hey,
He
Willie.
ain't going nowhere. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, oh, I know you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I've been trying to get on here for a minute. I've been seeing you on here too. I've been trying to get on here, but I never was connected to the chat man.
Yeah. Well, what you got to say now about that, about what we kind of talked about so far?
Um, I don't like the judge thing removed. I don't like that. Some kind of odd about that.
About what?
Um, about the jury being removed.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
some.
yeah, so with the juror being removed. So
Yeah, yeah.
they
And
asked,
then
but
why he had to lie about it? Why did he say he wasn't gonna do it and then he turned around and do it?
he
That's the
didn't say
thing
he
that
was.
got to me.
He didn't say he
He
wasn't going.
did.
He never said he wasn't
That,
going to remove him.
that's what that's what I heard from on different outlets. They said that he was like he gonna make a decision. He was gonna move him off of there. No. They said he wasn't gonna do it. Then he turned around, he changed his mind like 2 3 times, and then he put the fight on there on the coffin and said, "Okay, I'm gonna remove him." Being hypocritical.
So how we got the story, or how I got the story, is that the prosecution had an issue with juror 6 and wanting that, saying that they are left with no choice but to strike him and get him off the juror for whatever reasons, and we didn't know what the reasons were. The defense
And
was
guess
saying
what? And
that
you're not going to get how many control. You're not going to get a good reason because it was all set up and they full of shit. And the reason why, and nobody gonna get an answer. How much you try to ask them and all that, they just gonna brush it off. That's all they gonna do. You can never get a straight answer from them because they play dirty. You feel
But
me? So that's what they. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But they said, listen, they said, so the defense was arguing the fact that he shouldn't be removed from the he shouldn't be struck because just because he possibly had moved in the last 2 weeks to be in New Jersey with his family, but the policy or the rules of the jurors is that you have to live in these certain jurisdictions. And so he gave them 3 different stories of if he lived there, if he lived in the Bronx, if he worked in the New York, he came back. So the judge was like, okay, if you guys want to, let's pull him, let's talk to him about it. Let's see, before I make a decision. Well, the defense didn't want to go talk about it. They was like, no, because then you put him on Front Street and then his decision as a juror might change. He might see things different. You put him out there like that. So they didn't want to talk. So it left the judge having to make this decision without them going to want to sit down and talk to him. And maybe he could have came to the conclusion that he wasn't going to get rid of him. But because they didn't, and because what the prosecution was presenting, they had to let him go because of the reasons that were given. And so, yeah, he's a Black man. And yeah, we read the request for mistrial if he was removed, and all of it sounded really good. Like they made their points clear as to why they don't think he should be removed, and it made it clear that if he is removed, we're going to ask for a mistrial to be granted. But judge came in today and was like, we're going to move to go ahead and have him replaced by an alternate because you guys didn't want to talk. I gave you the opportunity to talk to him. You didn't want to do that.
So they decided not to talk.
Yeah, the defense was like, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to pull him in the roving room. We don't put him in because if we do that, it may change. He may feel a way about that, or it may change the way he look at things, and then it may interact with his decisions and how he's going to move for the remainder of the trial. So let's not put him on Front Street and do that. Let's just make the decision that you're not going to strike him because of these reasons. And the judge just didn't agree with the reasons that they gave. And he went by the law that said that when a person cannot answer basic questions like, where do you live? And they got 3 different stories. It left him with no choice but to say, we're going to strike him and replace him with an alternate.
Okay.
Hey, Montana.
Okay.
Hey,
how many black men on the jury so far?
So I thought it was 6. It's 5. Not on it, right? Not on it. It was just him. He was the only Black on there. But there's
it was 2 Black men that were on the jury. Okay. The alternates, I don't know about their nationality.
And they're talking about another juror, and I don't know if it's the other Black person yet. We don't have that information yet.
Oh, so now they're trying to get rid of him.
So now,
I see where they're going.
There's just a talk of another juror that they're looking at striking, and we don't know which juror is or who it might be or why.
Interesting.
And they're saying 1 or 2 more jurors, so we don't know.
So because actually it was said that it was 3 when people first started going to court. They said that it was 3. It was like a clique.
Oh.
So it's 2 more that they're going to try to probably get out.
And I'm hearing it's because of the way that they're moving, like the conversations that they're having that they shouldn't be having, the things that they're talking about that they shouldn't be talking about. These are just speculations from people that I'm hearing that are on the boots on the ground there. So we don't know.
So okay, now you're saying they talk. Why do they keep saying they hearing? Are they actually seeing them talk amongst each other, or are they just assuming?
Are they seeing what, like the jurors talk?
Yeah. Are they just assuming
so
things?
They're seeing some things, right? They're seeing some movement. They're seeing that they're looking at each other. They're seeing that they're nodding at each other, passing notes. They're seeing these things actually take.
Hey, that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, like Like that initially?
Yeah, but the question becomes, which conversation are they having? What conversation? Because there's things you can
Oh
talk
my
about and
goodness.
you can't talk about.
Oh my God. Oh my God, they're so dirty. I'm telling y'all, they are so dirty, boy. New York is dirty, boy. I know how. I know how they roll, boy. I know how they roll. I mean, I don't know exactly, but the things out here, they is
Yeah,
dirty. They play dirty. But you know
yeah.
what? Really? Hey, go ahead, listen.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just gonna say Bridget is usually on here. She feels the same way you feel. That's why I was hoping you would
Dirty.
do that today. The other day, she was
But
like,
you,
she can sit back and she can look and she could just identify how crooked they are. But for me,
mm,
and now I'm gonna
not
stand
surprised.
on this. I'm gonna stand on this, and y'all might not like it, but I think the judge has been very fair this entire trial. I think he has been fair to both sides.
I don't know. I don't trust them. Something about them, I don't trust them either. You know what I think though? I'm gonna keep it 100 with everybody. I think all of them was working together, sort of like ganging up on them. All of them was working behind the scenes, probably texting each other, probably calling each other, probably hanging out with each other. I
Even
always
his
think they do
lawyer,
shady shit like that.
you think
No,
even
not
his
the lawyer. No, no. Well, of course they probably did too, but I'm talking about the prosecutor, talking about the
okay.
judge. I'm gonna tell you, they all in it together. A lot of people don't know that. It's some behind the scenes shit that's going on that they discussing between amongst each other that y'all don't know about.
Well,
And
I wouldn't doubt that that's everywhere, right? These lawyers go to dinner together, their families are close, they
right,
talk about the
yeah,
case behind the scene that they're so committed to each other that they'll never say he said anything. That's how close they are.
exactly,
So I'm not
right.
knocking what you're saying by far, but what I am saying is I feel like what he's presented at the federal judge in this case, that my opinion is that he's been pretty fair at this point. Anybody else think
I,
any different
and
other than me?
I don't want to throw, I don't want to throw race in this, but I'm gonna keep it real. The way I say it,
Uh-huh.
most Indians don't like black people. That's what I heard. I've been hearing it for the longest. I'm not saying him, but most Indian people do not like black people. Just saying. Next.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's your that's your opinion. Yeah. We don't knock it at all. That's how, if that's what you think. So what do you guys think about who else? Anybody been like Harlan, what do you think about the judge?
I think the judge has been fair so far. I don't see where he's been partial on either side, to be quite honest.
I just I agree with that. I just hadn't seen that. So, but Willie, to your point though, like it's real. I mean, it's real what you're talking about. It happens. It happens.
Mhm.
They are the best of friends. They do go to dinner. They take trips together, right? They say they do each other favors too, you know,
Yeah.
in a way that
And I believe they be plotting about what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do behind closed doors. I do believe that. Yeah.
yeah,
What we gonna say, what we gonna do, how we gonna get them. Yeah, they all have that talk like that.
yeah.
But I mean, nobody would never know because then who gonna want to admit it?
They're not going to
Just
admit
saying.
it. Like neither, no, if they're rubbing shoulders and going to dinner, taking trips and family nights together, they're not going to go outside of that circle and talk about it because guess what? Everybody will lose their license.
Mhm. I
Mm,
mean, hell, a criminal is not going to admit that he's a criminal. Nobody want to
right.
be.
Everybody gonna
That's what
admit
I'm
that.
saying. Nobody going to be. Nobody want to admit they're guilty, right?
No, that's
And
right.
But
hey,
at the same time, you right. If you're a criminal, you not going to admit to it. But it's best to tell your lawyer everything, so if something comes up, he
mhm,
already be on point and know how to defend it.
Yeah,
That's
no matter
all.
what it
That's
is.
why, because either way, what you tell him, he cannot use it against you because the lawyer client privilege. But it's true. But it's good to be truthful with him.
Yeah. No matter what
I
no
agree.
matter how bad it look, if you don't tell nobody else the truth, you got to tell your lawyer the
Mhm.
truth. That's why I
Yeah.
know I think that Diddy's team knows what he's done. They
And
know.
And as you tell him the truth, you'll see his eyes roll in the back of the head because he coming up with a game plan to do this, to do that.
Yep, they said that Diddy came into the courtroom today. He was in good spirits at first until all of this hit the fan, and then it was just downhill from there for him. I think he took a L today. They denied the juror to stay. They denied the request for mistrial, and they allowed this evidence into this stuff into evidence.
Yeah, I've been saying all day, like, yeah, they is not gonna get him mistrial. I don't know why they even asked for it. It didn't make no sense. They was never
At
gonna
this
get
point,
that.
yeah, at this point, I think they have to ask for it so they can prepare for an appeal in the event that he's found guilty. So they have to
I
ask for
don't even
so
think
many.
they.
I think 4 mistrials ask requests, and they're on number
Usually,
3.
but the thing
Yeah,
about it is, it done went this far, and you got to realize the government done spent so much money on this trial. They ain't about to let their money go to waste like that.
Sure ain't.
I don't
Whatever you
believe
want
it.
to fight, you better put in the
No
appeal.
matter what, no matter what, Montana, you right about it. They just not gonna do it. They're not gonna spend all this money and this time.
That's why when you go to trial, that's why when you go to trial, they give you the max time. When you get found guilty, they give you the max as possible because they done spent all this money for the trial.
Hmm. So at this point, are we saying that if he's found guilty, he's gonna get the maximum time that charge carries?
I mean, I if you get found guilty, I don't see no more than 10. Hey,
with
and it's gonna get cut
with,
down to a probation or something.
with the because he's gonna have some time served. All this time is
And
going to
he
go.
done sat in there, he done sat and
Yeah.
got time served. I believe it'll go down to probation, where you go have to wear an ankle monitor and all type of stuff.
So,
You
but
know
do
how it
you
gonna
think
go.
that he's able? Do you think that? And Willie, this might be a you question. Do you think that if Diddy does like get if he's let's just say he's found guilty, he gets 10 years, he gets it all the way time served and get on the monitor, whatever. Will he be able to bounce back to where he came from, his businesses, his money, his statue, his status? I mean,
I know, well, some people have been saying that he might not be where he used to be no more, which could be true. But when you are an entrepreneur and you know how to hustle, that don't go away. It's like if you've been taught for so many years and you learn so much stuff for so many years, you can. It's certain people that can bounce back. Not everybody can do it. Chris Brown, for example, bounced back heavy, and you still
heavy.
got people who real heavy. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of people. Dr. Dre, for example, he had issues, but it wasn't really as big as like a court thing. You know what I mean? Like the way Diddy and Chris Brown.
Yeah.
That's another example. Not everybody gonna be accepted. Now, you have some people on your side, you have some people that's not gonna be on your side. And I hate to say this, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I really, and y'all might not like this. If R. Kelly was to get out today or tomorrow, just saying, he gonna have his people rapping him, and you're gonna have it's always gonna be half and half, no matter what. That's just how it is.
It's a
You
fact.
have the half of people. Yeah. It's always gonna be like that.
It's a fact.
Listen,
Because a billion people, it's a billion people in this world. Not everybody gonna like it. It's
hey,
always gonna be half and half. It's just
just
what it is.
listen. That man got plenty money. Look at how many businesses that he was CEO of throughout the
Mhm.
years, and how much money that it accumulate that it collected, and all this, you know, what's his net worth and all that. That's just stuff what they know about what it's counted for. You don't know what that man got. Really know what that man got. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yeah,
And
yeah. He probably might don't with some of the stuff he done been through and lost a lot of money and lost a lot of endorsements. He still can invest in anything right, and he still got enough money invested in anything
yeah,
right now and still make
mhm,
hundreds of millions of dollars.
yeah. Like for instance, I'm gonna cut you off. What he doing right now with the plane and what was it, the house thing? Think about it. What he doing with the plane, airplane that he renting out, and the houses I heard too as well. Perfect example. Now let me tell you, because like I said before, once you learn something, you don't forget. It's not going to go anywhere. It's wherever anything we
Listen,
taught in
Willie.
life when we.
Listen, Willie. You
No,
got
no.
as much. You got as much as convicted felons, millionaires, as much as people who ain't never been committed a
Right.
crime,
Exactly.
millionaires. You got people that get
Right.
out of prison every year, every day, and become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Hmm. Because like say for if he was like say for instance like if he was to get out and he say, well, you know, I want to open up a restaurant, which you already did before, or I want to create this and create. If people like it, they're gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Think about all the people who think about. Have you heard of all the people who created things and they was really corrupt people behind closed doors and people was buying it? Say for instance, who was that? Was it Doja Gabbana? It was somebody that was being racial, and people wanted to they wanted to boycott them. I think
Like Tommy
I think it was
Hilfiger.
Doja. It was him. It might have been him too, but it was another one. I think it was Doja. It was one of them, and people were still buying them. And I'm like, wow,
Well,
it was
well,
crazy. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening.
that's just how people said. They was all R. Kelly. We ain't listening to his music. We're gonna ban him. But there was people saying, I don't care what he did. He's still he's still the king of R&B, and I'ma still listen to his music.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna have people
Yeah.
that will and people that won't.
Yeah. And that's just life, you know what I'm saying? It's not too much really, it's just life, man. Life is fucked up and, we live in a fucked up society.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And speaking of R. Kelly, I've heard that the response has been made from the government, and they have denied him to be released. They said he's this horrible person. He's done horrible things to underage girls, and they're just not. They're going to seal it because he mentioned the person's name. Like it's a lot that they said
Um,
he's not getting out.
I don't know about that. Let me tell you what. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't know that I know. And here's the thing, man, because the media, you know how the media works. A lot of media is just evil. They're not going to tell you everything. Listen, I had a I'm trying to think what was that. I just hear it's a lot of shit I hear on YouTube. I don't heard people do interviews with his lawyers, um, the full case about it. Um, there's some holes in some of his shit he supposedly did is not true. But you're only gonna get certain sides from the media. That's only gonna let you know because the media is evil. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. But here's the now. Did you hear about what's going on with him right now about the government trying to have him killed? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They responded. So they filed a motion to have immediate release for him to go home to house arrest because of it. They moved him and put him in this in the shoe,
Confinement.
put him in
Hey,
confinement. And then now the government has responded to their request to to allow him to be released. And the government has said, no, he's a bad person. This is what he's done, underage girls. And this is why he's not. We're not going to hear that. We're not going to hear his request. So
bullshit. The women that was in. Let me can I tell you some shit that happened as far as that. Let me tell y'all some shit that y'all might not know about. When how can I put this? It's a video. What was the two girls? Jocelyn. What was the other? Damn. Anyway, it's a video when I think they was having an argument. I don't think he was there. They stole everything from him. They stole everything that he had copied. They stole his awards. They took his money and the house that he was staying in at the penthouse in Chicago. They took all his shit. And also when they was living at the house, I think it's in Atlanta too, if I'm not already Chicago, one of them. Um, one of the girls, what was supposed to be the younger girl? They said that she said, and I think I kept that video. The what's her name? The one she was like real hot, the real. I think she was like a teenager. she said that the feds was harassing her, telling her to say, I don't know if that's normal, that's what they do, harassing her, telling her if she don't talk, if she don't say this, she don't say that, she can get in trouble. Maybe that's how they supposed to do, right? Am I correct? Is this what they're
I
supposed to do?
mean, that could have been possibly what happened. That if she didn't say, they may have scared her into it. You know how
Mm,
they have a way of interrogating people. Um,
yeah. Oh,
but
and at that time, like even though two wrongs don't make it right, the the consensual at that time was 17, I believe, in Illinois. Which I'm not giving him a pass because I don't think, you know what I'm saying, he's a grown man, he's messing with teenagers and all that. But the law is what they put in there to say, okay, well, he have sex. The average, I think the age was 17, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now he might have had intimate with this girl. You know, at the end of the day, it's their law. They the one came up with the law was the age. You know what I'm saying? Two, I don't think he should have did it, even if it was right, even if it was consensual or whatever at that age appropriate, because that's what the law went by in Chicago, which I still believe is still like that, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Kim Fox. Oh God, Kim Fox. Oh, she's dirty. Um, she did some shit, some precisely shit that she did. I don't know. I can't remember. But she was being hypocritical about something. I can't remember. But anyway, bottom line is what they did to him. I think it was set up. I think the girl set him up. Um, they set him up. And remember, did you hear the story about one of the girls that quit her job and came and moved in with him? Did y'all hear about that one?
mm, I heard a lot of stuff. It was so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. One of the girls quit her job. I think she's gonna live
I
in
talk
Atlanta
about R.
somewhere.
Kelly.
Yeah, and she
Yeah,
quit her. And
that
this is a grown woman. There was grown. There was a lot of grown women in there. Let's just keep it real. It was. And I think I remember they kept talking about how he used to have them in rooms and stuff, chain up and tell them don't come out and do this, don't do that. Now his chef said his chef because his chef was living with him. His chef said that wasn't true because what happened is when you have business meetings and he had business meetings with certain important people about who he's going to work with, nobody's supposed to come and bother him. Nobody's supposed to come in any room and not bother him because that's secret. You're not supposed to know what he got working on. You're not supposed to know who you're supposed to work with, and that's how he operated. They twisted and made it seem like they was tied up, locked in the room, and all that kind of shit. But you get to go out and have dinner and go shop and then come back to a place that you're supposed to be in hell. Make it make sense. I rest my case.
All righty. There you have it.
Hey.
So yeah, at the end of the day, that's where they stand on that request for R. Kelly. And then with P. Diddy, he's took a L today as well. He took a L.
Yeah.
And we have come to the conclusion. I have come to the conclusion there is Rico, and we are looking forward to what they have to say tomorrow, especially for Brenden Paul.
I was going to ask you what they're going to say. What was going on? I was going to ask you what's going to happen tomorrow. Because I was
Yes.
getting on the ball.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Brenden Paul, which is his alleged drug mule, will be on the stand tomorrow, and he's testifying for the prosecution. He's had his hand
Can
in
I ask you something? Can I ask you something? I think it's kind of funny. Like he was the one caught with drugs, but didn't get arrested and take the fall for it. But they wanted to they had the snake, which is Diddy. Ain't that
He did
crazy?
go to jail.
No, he didn't.
Who?
Really? What jail he was at?
Brenden Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
they
long he was
arrested
in
him.
jail?
They arrested him, and whatever happened when they arrested him, he took a plea to do a program and to stay away, no contact with Diddy, and to pay fines and to be
And he
clean.
was caught with cocaine supposedly.
What'd you say?
Wasn't he caught with cocaine or something like that?
Yeah, he was caught with the Gucci bag, with the bag full of rugs
Who the
on
hell
it.
get caught with cocaine?
but
And
listen,
He can take a
Um,
plea. He took a
my
plea.
I had
What
you hear
what
me? I
plea
had
did he
lost signal
have?
with R. Kelly, right? I think that mama, I think that girl parents should be charged too. Cause how you go press charges and sue that man and got this on this man with your daughter? All right,
Yep.
your daughter going on tour for months. If your child was missing as a mother, your young teenage child still in school missing for months, you ain't putting no missing
Mm.
report on her, no nothing, because you knew where she was.
Well, you're never gonna get into that. I'm just
Even
keep it
though I
100. You're
don't,
never
even though
gonna
I
get.
don't even though I don't condone it, but at the same time, right is right, wrong is wrong. You knew what you knew.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you right. Also, I think they did. You know what I think they doing? I think anytime when they hear about a black case when they have to do with entertainment, they jump on it so quick. Have y'all noticed that they jump on it so quick, like the next day or following week? It's almost like they spying on people, especially when you on the internet and they hear it, they be like, we're gonna get on that right away. Have y'all noticed that? Did y'all hear about the actor that just recently was accused of sexual abuse or something like that? And it was in the media for one day, and guess what? You hear nothing else about it.
Ooh.
His name, you ever heard of Jared Leto?
Uh-uh.
He's an actor. His
Uh-uh.
name is Jared Leto. And you know who Vince McMahon is, right? The dude that just used to own WrestleMania and all that.
Uh-huh.
He was like the announcer. I think he owned it. He had that real deep voice and stuff. Remember him?
Mm,
You don't know who Vince McMahon is?
no.
I think you might know who Vince McMahon is, don't you? He
Vince?
owns he owns WWE wrestling. He looked weird as hell. He always like the announcer and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Announce the wrestlers and stuff. Guess what he did? He had an issue with sexual assault or whatever. Guess what? He paid the feds and he got out and then did no time.
It happens. Money talks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money
But
You
it's
ain't
talks.
only
you
certain
ain't
money
hear
that talks.
But it's only certain money that talks.
Right.
y'all heard about the story over the weekend with that girl that were boyfriend killed her
What was that?
Uh-uh.
I heard it.
in
Is that
Georgia.
I heard it. Oh yeah, I was just looking at that on TMZ. No, not TMZ. On Media Take. I know what you're talking about. That was crazy. That was
He went
What
live
crazy.
happened?
That
before
was sad.
What
he
happened,
went
Montana?
live. He went live. She was a correctional officer at the prison he was at, and he came
Hmm.
home, married her. They had a son or whatever. And she was a cheater where she was going out, having sex with multiple men on it, and all type with multiple men and stuff on them, and she ended up getting herpes and gave it back to him or whatever. They was in a very toxic relationship where he was beating on her. They were fighting each other, and a lot of people was reporting it throughout the years. That
Hmm.
the domestic violence that was going on in the house, and he went live while they was arguing, and he was telling all their business about all the men she slept with, and brought him back to herpes and all about her doctor appointments, all the men she slept with that he knew about.
Mhm.
She would cheat right in his face and all. And one of his homeboys when she started exposing all the crimes he committed, that's when he got aggravated because she told about a homeboy that he set up and killed, and
Hmm.
that what triggered him because he knew he was a walking
Hmm.
dead man when she exposed that.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
And
I just
then you'll
I
see
just seen that
he
too.
and while she was live, after she told that, she was like, well, I don't want to tell that story because he gonna kill me and I don't think my life worth it. That way you could see her, he hit her, and it's the way you could hear the phone drop and goddamn the live
Mm.
ended and he shot and killed her.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Young girl.
Yeah, I seen that. I just seen that. I just read that article too. That's the one. Didn't he get in the car and was driving away somewhere? He was escaping and they caught up with
Yeah,
him.
cause he had money. He just he was saying that he had a when she told him he said when he's on live, he said it was $100,000 settlement that he got when he was in prison. Where he had sued the prison and got a settlement. And she was
Uh-huh.
like,
Mm.
it was more than 100. And he was like, well, I say 100. bought them a house. They had a nice house. They had a lavish lifestyle and all. And she was just spending up his money, sleeping with other men.
Wow. That is
And,
crazy.
and you could hear her in the background telling him that's why I gave you herpes and all type of stuff. That's why I did this to you. That's why I did that to you because you wasn't nothing.
She
You can
triggered
hear.
him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, and I think he committed suicide, didn't he?
No, I don't know if he committed suicide. Yeah, I think he did. I don't know if he committed suicide.
Yeah, I think I read where he passed away or something. So he might have committed suicide. You know how they do. Them cowards, they always want to do crime and then they don't own up to it. He probably killed himself. I think that's what he said. I mean, I think it was.
That's jacked up.
I mean,
Yeah.
shoot. I mean, at this point, she done told about a murder he done did after he done did prison time and all. So now you know what I'm saying. He was gonna do it any damn way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was telling about
That's
all the
crazy.
people he set up and robbed. So now the people who looking at it like, oh, this the man that robbed me. Then quiet show,
It's
So
crazy.
what was he doing at home? Did he get out or something like that?
huh?
What was he doing at home? Did he serve his time and came home?
Yeah, he served his time and came home, and he had money when he came home. Because he had a settlement, and then I guess when
Oh.
they ran through the money because he said they ran through the money and he was down bad where he was setting up people, robbing people, and all that just to make a come up.
Yeah.
And now the people that he was robbing and setting up, she was exposing it
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I guess he
because she
feel
was
like,
kept
well,
saying because she kept saying you don't went live and told everybody I got 8 herpes and told all my business. Now let me tell yours. Let me expose
mm,
you.
Ooh, and got a kid together. Ooh, it's
mm.
crazy. So I wonder what happened to the kid.
Did she have
And
like brothers and sisters, if I'm not mistaken?
I think so. And then she posted a status on her Facebook before it even happened. She said, if I die, just know, I just want y'all to know if I die, this who did it. Basically. I'm in fear for my life. I don't know if I'm gonna die or I'm gonna end up losing my freedom.
I don't know. Did
Mm-mm.
it seem like she really didn't care? Because I mean, if she knew that was going to happen, then why she try to get out the situation? That's the part I don't get.
I think she used to model and everything. She was a pretty girl.
I seen her. Yeah, she was kind of tall. Yeah, I seen
Yeah,
her.
tall. She had the body, had the tattoos, the
She was
looks,
taller
and
than
all.
him, bro. For real. Yeah, I seen that. Wow, that's messed up. But anyway, back to the Diddy. Um,
Anyway, that's good conversation. Good conversation tonight, other than P. Diddy. Yeah, I like it. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta run. I gotta get my daughter. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. We'll be back. We're gonna
okay.
have a special guest on Thursday coming on to talk with us about her opinions on things, and so we'll get to
Hmm.
have her here Thursday. But we'll be back here tomorrow. Of course, all day long we gotta hear what Brenden Paul has to say. Harlem, do you have anything else before we go?
No, I didn't have anything else.
All right. So y'all, thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, come a member, all that good stuff. Because it's lit over here and we are all about good vibes only. So we will see
Make,
y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
make sure, hey, make sure that the live is on again, because so I can get in, because the other time I couldn't get in.
Wonder why you couldn't get in. What happened?
Because I don't know, you ain't set the live up.
Huh?
No, even though you said the link, I tried to get in the link, it just didn't work. You didn't put it in there because I seen you. I think it was yesterday, the day before, when you on Harlem was talking.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't able to get in. I wanted to get in, but I wasn't able to get
Okay.
on there.
Okay. I'll make sure I do it.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh. Thank you. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right,
All
all right.
Good
Good night, y'all.
night.
All right.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Mhm.